Amid the current state of global affairs, many people see huge problems but feel powerless and like there's nothing they can do to make a difference. So it's finally time to stop expecting politicians to solve our problems and to stop buying into the illusion that we need them when they've created so many of the problems of the world in the first place. A famous quote says, "The secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new." So here are some simple ways to get started. Invest and trade in cryptocurrency. Some may call it a scam, but it's actually a decentralized alternative that directly challenges the monopolistic scam imposed on us by bankers over a century ago. There's a reason why huge finance companies are trying to get involved and why governments are trying to limit it while also trying to profit off of it. Cryptocurrencies in the blockchain are a direct threat to the established order, and while some may say they fund bad things, so does government-approved currency. Just trading it adds to its value, and using it to pay for goods and services helps reduce our dependency on the dollar and predatory financial institutions, as cryptocurrencies allow us to conduct transactions without a third-party bank. And it's not just Bitcoin. You can choose from a wide variety of cryptocurrencies, focused on everything from privacy to building a decentralized internet. Put your money where your mouth is. Stop buying products from corrupt companies that use the government to increase their power, like Big Pharma, Big Agriculture, and Big Oil. We do still live in a paradigm where some of these things are impossible to avoid, including taxation, which subsidizes these industries as well as the war machine. And for now, we'll get thrown in a cage if we refuse to fund these programs that we find reprehensibly immoral. But there are still ways to support technology and efforts that facilitate a better future. You can sign up for apps that help you fund the fight against the broken justice system or support any charitable cause you like. People are crowdfunding ocean cleanups and lab-grown meat to help the environment, and they're supporting local farmers markets and buying organic foods while avoiding heavily processed ones from government-supported corporations. For certain health issues, they're switching from painkillers to cannabis and treating more serious diseases with it as well. They're supporting everything from independent media to volunteer disaster relief efforts, which are often more effective than the government's. You get to choose the causes and actions you want to support, and I'll include some links in the description to help you get started. If you don't have any money for these things, undermine the belief that we need centralized control from Washington by volunteering to feed the homeless, and maybe even engaging in civil disobedience in places where that's banned, or volunteering at animal shelters or centers for victims of domestic violence, or joining environmental cleanups near you. Another free and vital way to break away from the system is to use encrypted communications like Signal and Proton Mail, private browsers and search engines like Brave and DuckDuckGo, and to join decentralized social media platforms like Steemit, DTube, and Minds. There are countless options, and again, you get to pick, and I will link to some of these below. Bolster yourself against propaganda. Stop exclusively consuming news from outlets that work hand in hand with the institutions that have destroyed our world and society.
Our job tonight actually is to scare people to death.
But just being skeptical of mainstream sources of information isn't enough. We have to scrutinize independent media just as harshly and hold it to even higher standards in order to build a viable alternative to the mainstream. We have to take control of our own consciousness and stop blindly believing everything, no matter the source, and no matter how much that source confirms our biases. Again, there's a link in the description. Going inward. As we descend further into contempt for each other in an age of hatred, divisiveness, and intolerance, it's apparent that many of us are deeply unhappy internally, and we're grasping for external fixes, from substances to political ideologies and figureheads, to make us feel better. If we truly want a more harmonious world, we have to start by healing ourselves so we can coexist and communicate kindly and effectively with others, even if we disagree with them. Great places to start are practices like meditation and yoga to help cultivate inner peace and compassion, though the process is different for everyone. Whether it's spending more time outdoors, seeking support from friends and family, finding professional help, or a combination of all of these, or something else, I'll happily admit I don't have all the answers to this one, and I'm definitely still working on it myself. It's doubtful the world will ever heal if we can't heal ourselves. So here's the reality. We can keep viciously fighting each other for control of a violent institution as we wait helplessly for the pendulum of power to swing back and forth and pat ourselves on the back for literally punching a button once every 2 to 4 years. Or we can actually do something, starting by freeing our minds from the old paradigm of government control and dependence, which has convinced us our only power is to give our power away to rulers who don't serve us, and instead liberate ourselves and others as we break away and build the new.